The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits.
SPAC Nation, it's Charlie. I'm going to be your host for today. Today we're taking a look at a electric vehicle company you might not have ever heard of. The name of the company is called Via. Y'all heard of that? Via Electric Car Company? I hadn't. Actually, a lot of this information came from the same guy from yesterday, the Bull Wavo guys. Okay, same dude I was talking about yesterday. If you haven't seen yesterday's video, go take a look. It was a big deep dive into investing in silver and gold and all that. So what did these guys start off doing? They started out making these, kind of converting Chevy trucks and vans. And what they did is they converted them to like half gas, half electric. Which is kind of cool. It didn't really do much though. It didn't really go anywhere. But since then, they have even came out with like ways to convert like 120 volt to 240 volt for easy home charging, which is kind of cool. And then now they're getting into second generation drive systems, and we'll dive into this a little bit more, but this is kind of what we're looking at here. And then now they've also got skateboards like we've been talking about, like basically platforms. They've got rolling chassis with the whole thing inside of it with the lithium batteries and all that already ready to rock. They can just plop up inside of a body and bolt it on in and it's good to go. Okay. So why is this big news? So there's actually been some press releases from these guys in the past like months or two. But I think they've kind of flown under the radar because people are just focusing on these half hybrid things. So let's get into it. The electric vehicle maker Via Motors Inc. is working with a financial advisor to raise $250 million in funding that would value it at $1 billion following the investment, according to people familiar with the matter. The Orem, Utah-based company develops plug-in trucks and vans under the V-Trucks brand. It shipped 300 vehicles in 2016, and its consumers, including FedEx, Verizon Communications, have driven 5 million miles in the company's trucks and the vans so far, according to the company's website. That is not a lot, okay? Good for them. I mean, anyone doing that, selling through there, that's great, but that is by no means big numbers whatsoever. Via Motors, which would use the proceeds for product development, is also in talks with logistics companies to invest in the funding round. One set of the people who asked not to be identified because the funding talks are private. The company plans aren't final and the terms could still change, that people said. A representative from Via Motors didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. The company has also attracted the interest of special purpose acquisition companies, or SPACs, which have been heavily invested in the sector lately. This is from the chairman. He said, "We have seen the market respond dramatically to such entrants as Tesla, Rivian, and Nikola, and now working trucks and vans just got a lot smarter." Via Motors chief Bob Purcell said in a statement last month announcing a partnership with Mexico's AT Motors. So Via Motors International Inc. and AT Motors Corporation announced a co-development partnership agreement. The partnership will launch a line of urban delivery vehicles, UDEVs, for Mexico and international sale and distribution. The product line will include urban delivery electric Class 2 to 5 trucks and vans based on the Via's high-efficiency electric drive systems and modular powered skateboard architecture. So again, the guts, they just plop it up in and they put the body on top. As part of the agreement, AT Motors will be responsible for assembly and support sales and distribution in Mexico. So here's another look of the bodies they are looking to use, and here's the platform that Via is going to be plugging up inside of there. Yeah, because right now these vehicles are gas or diesel. All right, they don't have 100% electric drivetrains. So Orem, Utah. On June 18th, 2020, Via's corporate vision and mission is to electrify the world's commercial urban delivery fleets by providing superior lifecycle economics for our blue chip customers, improving the environmental footprint and ensuring continuing access to major urban centers. VIA is a proud partner with AT Motors as responsible global citizens. VIA has a highly experienced team of automotive industry leaders and electric vehicle pioneers together with proven advanced electric drive technology. AT Motors, with its many years of quality production, assembly, distribution, and sale of commercial vehicles, has agreed to co-develop and produce a range of 2 to 5 EV vehicles that directly address the satisfy fleet owners' primary motivators for electrifying fleets, including sustainability, increased operation time, and lower cost of ownership. All right, and then he further also said that AT Motors is an ideal strategic partner for VIA Motors in Mexico. We are honored and excited to be partnering with them. This agreement enables VIA to execute on our strategy with the launch of expanded portfolio UDEVs to meet the specific needs required for our customers in Mexico. AT Motors is thrilled to partner with VIA at the time when the auto industry is undergoing a major transition to electrification, especially in the commercial vehicle sector, with e-commerce and last mile delivery driving unprecedented demand for delivery trucks and vans globally, said the CEO, Bernardo Garcia Manzano. He added, "We are always exploring growth opportunities in the Mexican market and in other countries. VIA is the perfect fit for us in that regard." So here's a look at AT Motors shop here. Nice and green, huh? Looks kind of cool building too. AT Motors is a Mexican company founded in 2007, dedicated to production, import, assembly, distribution, and sales of vehicles, passenger, commercial vehicles, buses, agricultural machinery, construction machinery. So they basically build anything big and heavy. That's great. AT Motors has a plant for assembly of vehicles and machinery on 15 hectares located in the Veracruz Highway. That's in Mexico. Our plant has production capacity of 15,000 units, has 3 flexible lines. It can produce high variety of vehicles ranging from small passenger sedans to heavy duty trucks and construction machinery. In addition, it has numerous quality certifications for assembly and export of vehicles. So they've got all figured out. I mean, that right there, who knows how many years that could take to figure out, figuring out the quality certifications and the assembly and exporting and, figuring out logistics stuff to keep it legal and safe. It's a lot. AT Motors has obtained representation to assemble and sell several brands such as DFSK, Maxus, Photon, Bake, and Sinotruk. Always exploring growth opportunities in the Mexican market and in other countries. AT Motors, we believe that an organization is more than a business, therefore that from the beginning our people has been the engine of our company, being the key to the success of both professional and personal quality of our partners we make up. We have developed teams of professionals and specialize in each of their parts of the value chain of the automotive business and have the knowledge and experience necessary to deliver the solutions or needs customers looking for. So these are all brands I had never even heard of. Have you? Photon, Bake, so, well, these are coming from China. So the Maxus brand, this one here, seems to be the one they are going for to work with on the body, okay? So this is the brand I think that they're really going for, that they're basically going to pull the guts out. They're probably going to have these somehow delivered without the diesel or the gas engines, and then they're just going to plug their skateboard up top and boom, send it off and have those guys bolt it all together. But you can tell, this is mostly, Chinese, but look at this. They've got looks like a Honda Pilot minivan. They actually do have an electric minivan, look at that. But they also have a truck, it looks like exactly like a Toyota Tacoma. And then these Sprinter looking vans here. They've got a Policia Carrera ambulance, school bus, flatbed. They've actually got like a RV. That's pretty cool. But, this seems totally legit. They've got everything done. These are rolling done vehicles, touchscreen, yada, yada. And most of their engines they're using again are these 2-liter diesel engines. Yeah, so they're not talking about the electric too much at all, other than that one that they have. So they're done. All right, let's move on. So the VIA Motors teams, they're mostly American car vets. These are like old GM guys that are now retired, but these are like the big dudes. These are big boys and girls that are working for them. So I actually know, and I've heard of like half these people, and I don't really follow this sector of GM or anything. Just throughout the years, I mean, Robert Lutz, automotive career spans 57 years, senior leadership positions in BMW, Ford, Europe, electronic vehicle production. Donald Runkle, experience in automotive, commercial vehicles, power, medical, operating executive. Tenenbaum equity partner, served as executive chairman and CEO of Eco Motors, a chairman of Eagle Pitcher and Delphi Corporation, and also General Motors. There's lots of General Motors ties in here. You can see they've got a totally rock star team. This dude, Bob Purcell, he's a CEO. He's got 40 years and 25 years just in the hybrid and electrical drive systems alone. GM at General Motors, and he's done 3 startups. He led General Motors Advanced Technology Group for 10 years. GM's EV1, the world's first modern electric car. So all over the place. So Don Runkle, the dude up there, right? He is actually involved with KCAC. You heard of that ticker? KCAC, only the units are out right now. KCAC.u or /u. So they're the ones who came out and said basically they want to merge with some sort of company that's in the automotive industry, and they kind of just left it like that. And at first there were some people like, oh, who are they going to get as electric car company? But I haven't heard anyone talk about this one. I've heard like Rivian, but haven't heard this route. But anyways, Don Runkle, the second guy we talked about, he's involved with KCAC and VIA Motors. This is on his LinkedIn. You can see that here he is at KCAC. He's a director, but then down here he's also on the board of directors with VIA Motors. And I don't know, I didn't read into the SEC too much to see if this is even legally possible for him to be involved in either or both, or maybe sometimes they'll even put a line in there, stating that stuff. So still have to look into it a little bit more, but it's very interesting that he's on the board of directors for VIA, and then he's the director for KCAC. Yeah. So it's called Kensington Capital Corporation acquisition. They've got a $200 million MERS that they've got, which would put them in target if they were valuing this at $1 billion, because they usually try to do like 3 to 5x. I'm finding what the SPACs try to do, like 3 to 5x that would put it right at $1 billion. So it's totally possible. So their target, what they said, is North American automotive and automotive related sector. Yeah. So North American, these guys are, VIA is, not VIA, but yeah. So yeah, VIA is in Orem, Utah. Okay, so that's North American automotive. Now the only thing is the VIA guys, they are trying to go more like international, it sounds like, and more Mexico driven and South America. But I don't know. So the company is based out of Utah, but not solely in there, so keep that in mind. Another one, is Hennessy. So HCAC. Hennessy hasn't announced who they're going to merge with, and their MERS is at $300 million, so that totally fits in the $1 billion category. But HCAC, what was it, like a couple of weeks ago, came out and said, we have entered into a letter of intent with a prospective target for initial business combination in the electric vehicle and advanced mobility sector. That could be these guys too. So the speculative one for HCAC is Proterra, the buses, right? And that one's gonna be rad, and I think that would still be better because they're way farther along and they actually have their own system and all that. But this would actually be probably a good long-term play regardless, the VIA guys, as long as they can transition well and really bring these Chinese vehicles to market with their systems in it. As long as they don't run into any major hiccups, I think it might be a decent deal. So what does everyone think? So Don Ruckle and Daniel Hennessy both went to Michigan State. That's the only other connection I could find. Okay, so there is a connection there, but who knows? They both went to Michigan State. I couldn't find out what year Hennessy went to Michigan State, but I want to definitely bring this up because we need to know. We need to be aware that, if HCAC comes out and is like, oh, we're merging with VIA, and people are like, VIA? What is that? We can be like, oh yeah, we know what that is. So then we can adjust it with that. So keep that in mind. Does anyone have any other plays that they can think of that might work with VIA? It sounded like they were talking to many places, many SPACs, trying to get that money to get this thing going. So what do you think? So let's move on to some news. So Henrik Fisker got asked today on Twitter, are you working with Canoe? Remember Canoe? We talked about them a couple days ago or something. And he said no. Blatantly no. So sweet. So we know that he's not working with Canoe. So his skateboard is not coming from Canoe. His skateboard could even come from VIA. Who knows? There's lots of people making those skateboards now. So I don't know. There's something in me that kind of tells me like, man, maybe there is just like a Chinese company that is just making these skateboards and then people are just buying them and just putting their brand on them because they all look the same. You never know. Or maybe they could like sell them the CAD drawings of it. They're buying it from one of those Chinese companies, the CAD drawings, and then everyone just like, oh yeah, no, this is ours. I don't know. We'll have to find out. So this is old news, but might be new to you. But this blogger named Transformity Research, he has stated a couple months ago that my sources also confirmed that Fisker will use autonomous vehicle technology company Velodyne LiDAR in the ocean as well. Ironically, Velodyne recently agreed to merge with Graph, GRAF ticker. Anyone out there in Graph? Anyone back old Graph? I might have a little bit. I am. I think Graph is something that is going to do very well mid and long term. So if something comes out, I think that's going to benefit both parties here. And then Fisker today tweeted this. So this is what he did right here. All right. He put it out, a picture of a robot, and the robot's like moving. It's a GIF. It's moving like that. And he just said tomorrow or Monday. Hint, hint, hint. I mean, he's getting to something. So he's obviously going to announce something. Could it be finally he's going to announce that he's hooking up with LiDAR technology and Graph? The other speculative thing out there is someone was telling me, one of my friends, he's saying that, Shanko, shout out, buddy. But he was telling me that I guess Fisker put up an Apple logo. Okay. I guess he put up an Apple logo one time on his Twitter and then like immediately deleted it. I went on like pre-Twitter sites that are supposed to show like deleted posts. I couldn't find it. So does anyone else have a picture of that or something? So anyways, like 4 years ago, Henrik was hanging out with one of the head dudes for Apple, and I guess they have actually driven his cars and stuff. And I know that listening to Henrik Fisker too, that he drops the location of the Central Valley in California a lot, so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he could say, that it comes with Siri or it comes with a free iPhone or something. I mean, something like that sells. So whatever, if it works, it works. So what do y'all think about that? Other news for today is MFAC, ticker MFAC. They announced that they are merging with Bank Mobile today. And what is Bank Mobile? This is kind of one of those like Sophie-ish type of plays. It's like it's definitely put towards the younger crowd, right? This is their site. Their header literally says, "Our vibe is easy, rewarding, worldwide, convenient, okay? Secure." So they do mobile deposits, passport. I don't understand. I don't know what that is. All point ATMs, budgeting. So they're trying to get into that, like, okay, forget your bank, forget Bank of America and Chase, just use our thing, and then you can just like scan stuff, and then we'll help you invest, and then our vibe is really rewarding. It's as easy as a tap, a snap, a deposit in a flash. Whenever you're taking a study break or waiting in line for your morning coffee, you can use Easy Deposit SM Mobile Check Capture, deposit checks anywhere. They try to do like some little, stunts to sell some stuff. I don't know. I'm not buying this one at all. Our vibe is worldwide. Okay. They say adios to ATM fees thanks to worldwide network of over 55,000 fee-free all-point ATMs. I've never heard of that either. Convenient budgeting tools. Again, they're trying to get with that. We can help you budget. it's just crazy. It is just nuts to me that like, the younger crowd nowadays are just so easily sold on these new things that come out. Like if they would just realize like you're still way better off probably having Bank of America. Why wouldn't you? Huh? Because there's no ATM fees. I don't know. I don't get it. I know it's just because it's like new and cool, but it doesn't make any sense to me. Here's another thing like they're putting out, committed to student success. Make your money count. Whenever you're focused on making or saving money, we have ways to help you. I'm sure they're really not going to help you do anything. Get real world experience. Strengthen your resume through these unique career opportunities. I don't know. To me, this is just like, a 12-year-old Money 101 class paired with a wannabe Bank of America. So I just don't get it. Making your money count, whether you're focused on making or saving money, we have many ways to do it. Passport rewards you for your smart moves in and out of the classroom. Earn stamps for chances to win up to $10,000. So there's that free thing. People are thinking they have a chance to win $10,000 in the Student Success Sweepstakes through Passport Bank Mobile Vibes recognition program for smart money management, academic achievement, good financial behavior. Hey man, trying to help people achieve academic success or financial success and all that is fantastic, but as long as they're not actually just leading people down the wrong road, which I think a lot of things do out there. Bank Mobile Foundation, I don't know. I might be missing the bigger macro picture of this thing, but I don't see it. I'm sure that they've got plenty of people already on it, which is cool. They might be making money. I haven't looked at financials or anything. I'm not going to act like I really know what's going on here, but just the overall vibe of what I'm getting out of this thing is this one's probably going to be a pass for me. So will this go up eventually? Maybe. It didn't today, though, I don't think, last time I looked at it. But regardless, let's take a look at a couple things here. So silver is still just absolutely moon shooting. You see this? Look at this monthly chart. You can't deny that's on a bull run. Why does that suck though? Because it hasn't really consolidated much. Like there is zero red the past 2 months, 3 months. Okay. The good news with this too is if you're already in it, you're making money. So that's fantastic. It just gets a little bit sketchy when it starts moving like this, right? The good news is it broke this line right here. We were saying a couple weeks ago, if it broke this 2602 line right here, it's free game until possibly 30, basically 31. And even there, it's not even that hardcore of a line. It can probably, there's a better line here. Let's draw it at 35. So basically 31 and 35 are the next lines to watch. So once it gets close to 31, tighten up that stop loss. I'd still tighten up. If you're going to buy into silver, do what I say I do on a lot of these is, put a buy-in just above it just to try to catch it. I'd rather overpay a little bit more than what it's currently at, knowing that I'm going to catch it on its way up versus buying and then it can just go right back down. Chances are you're better off catching it on the way up, a little bit safer, and then just put your stop sells close to it, whatever you're comfortable with losing. But I think it would be smart to try to get in on this. There's nothing holding this back until, like I said, it gets about 31. So just watch that and be totally. All right, so let's take a look at the TLT. We've brought this up quite a bit. And here it is, still surfing this channel that we put in, but look how tight this is getting. Remember, we've talked about that. When stuff starts getting tight, it's either going to break north or south pretty aggressively. It's usually what is going to happen here. Technically, this is not the right direction for a bull flag. It's the opposite. So technically, it says it's probably going to go down, but in this market, we've seen some stuff that's just not in the norm, and I think that this is one of those. Okay, I think that this is going to break north for sure. I am, however, waiting for it to break this line right here, which is 72.22. So $172.22. If it breaks this and heads to, let's call it like 74, I will be jumping in, because then the next line we got to watch on top of that is out at 78. I'm not sure if I'm going to be putting in call options on this or just buying straight up. But either way, you know, once this gets to 78, it's fighting all-time highs at that point. Let's go ahead and zoom out. Uh-oh. Doing this again. Let me reload this real quick. There we are. Okay. So as you can see, this is all-time highs here. You can see what it did in 2008. Sky high. So once we break that, that's going to be all-time highs. Then from there, it's bull run city till the end of time. You know, so it's just going to keep going. So I definitely want to be a part of this. You know, this is something I kind of look at as like a hedge against like your whole portfolio. Because if the stock market does get light switched, whatever happens, and you know everything starts tanking, the SPY or QQQ or whatever, this thing is going to go up when everything else goes down. I will sell, but then I'm going to ride this baby up as it's going up, and then you know decide just write a trailing stop loss up probably, and then it'll just protect me and make some more money on where everything else is going down. This is going to be going up, you know. So I think this one's worth running at. Okay, let's take a look at gold here. Look at that. Broke out of this surf channel that was alive for since 2 years ago almost. Okay. So again, nothing is holding gold back. It is absolutely bull run. Way over all-time highs. Previous all-time highs about 1920-ish. This thing's at 2066. It's just incredible amounts. Okay. So, all right, that's going to be it for today's video. If you have any more plays you want me to take a look at, or you got any cool information that I don't know about, send it to me. Let's maybe put a video together and help me out. Let's get this thing going, all right? If you don't know about the silver I'm giving away, once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to randomly choose someone on a random videos, and all you have to do to enter is just subscribe and put a comment down below. I appreciate everyone, and y'all have a good rest of the night.